Welcome to another viewing and reacting video brought to you by me, the J Dude. This time, I'm gonna take a look at NWA Hard Times 2 Full Guard Rundown. It stands for National Wrestling Alliance, by the way, so get your mind out the gutter in case you were thinking about the other NWA. Oh my goodness, it's Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins. Oh my god. Yeah, I remember him from the Homopalooza episode of The Simpsons. You know, mama, 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 mama. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he was from Smashing Pumpkins, yeah. He's search age. He also owned Impact for a little while. He also had a brief suit in ECW. Now let's take a look. Or in my case, or in your case, take a listen.
Fans, William Patrick Corgan here for the National Wrestling Alliance. It's my honor and privilege
Patrick? Live and learn.
to present for you the official card for Hard Times 2, live Saturday, December 4th, only on pay-per-view, only on Fight. I've got a ton to get to, and some breaking news at the end that I know you're going to want to stick around for. In the main event, it will be NWA World Heavyweight Champion Trevor Murdoch facing the 6'7", 300-pound Mike Knox.
I didn't know Mike Knox was 6'7". I remember him from his brief stint in ECW, the WWE owned one, by the way.
Who had by any means necessary and through subterfuge locked himself in the champion in a steel cage, only to mete out the severest beating of the world champion's career. So this matchup is sure to be a bruising and epic affair. And
Well, not that severe, since he only hit him on the body and not the head.
NWA Women's World Champion Camille will face the living legend and #1 contender Melina, who looks to place yet another
Melina was from WWE. She was a former women's and divas champion there.
diamond in her already glittering crown. And what better way to do that than gain possession of the iconic perk? And speaking of living legends, Hard Times 2 will feature a special in-ring tribute to former NWA Women's World Champion Jazz, who has recently announced her retirement for...
Oh yeah, for a long time, Jazz, who's probably best known for a run in ECW and WWE, she was the longest reigning NWA Women's Champion ever. She even defended it at NWA's 70th anniversary show. You can see my review of it.
From in-ring competition. NWA World Television Champion Tyrus alongside manager Austin Idol.
I remember Tyrus as Brodus Clay in the WWE. He used to be the bodyguard for Alberto Del Rio. He was also in the first ever Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Will face the masked upstart Cyan, who is
Cyan? She can't... Yeah. That mask kind of looks like the masked superstar from a long time ago from the Territory days. Whatever.
cashed in his Champion Series title shot to take on the 6'7", 375-pound behemoth who has dominated since coming to the National Wrestling Alliance. And what makes this title match notable is Tyrus has demanded this title match to have no time limit and no disqualification.
No time limit, no disqualification. You see, back then, before this match, the NWA World TV title matches were under a unusual time limit, the 6:05, yes. 6 minutes and 5 seconds. That was like a reference to WCW Saturday Night because they would usually air on 6:05. But this one won't have a time limit. And the Pope's gonna be guest referee. I remember Pope from... I remember him as Elijah Burke from the WWE and D'Angelo Guerrero in Impact Wrestling. And he used to be the NWA TV champion for a while. So. I barely know who Austin Idol was.
Stipulations in which the masked man has agreed to. But to ensure this matchup has a definitive and clear winner, I've assigned a special guest referee, and that man is Pope, who I'm certain will keep some sense of order between these two very heated parties.
Oh yeah, I forgot he also used to do commentary. The Pope used to also do commentary for Impact Wrestling as well.
Former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the national treasure Nick Aldis, will square off against his former partner in Strictly Business, Tom Latimer.
Tom Latimer, I recognize him from Impact Wrestling. He was known as Bram, he was known as Bram in Impact Wrestling. I also recognize Nick Aldis in there. He was known as, I forgot, what was his name? I know he was also a former GFW champion. Let's see, I know, what was his name in Impact Wrestling? Magnus. He was known as Magnus in Impact Wrestling. He was known as Magnus. So, okay, guys.
In a contest rife with true personal jealousy and animosity. And so embittered is this feud that I have made the decision there will be no seconds at ringside, as well as an added stipulation that should there be any disqualification at all by either combatant, both men will be suspended for the following 8 weeks from the National Wrestling.
Following what weeks?
From the National Wrestling Alliance. It's the following 8 weeks from the following 8 weeks. The following 8 weeks, either combatant.
Yeah, I gotta hear that again.
Both men will be suspended for the following 8 weeks.
I think he means following 8 weeks. That's the best I can know. Following 8 weeks. That's 56 days, by the way.
From the National Wrestling Alliance. And speaking of Strictly Business, NWA National Champion Chris Adonis faces Judea.
Yeah, I recognize Chris Adonis from Impact Wrestling, NWE. NWE, he was known as Chris Masters, and he actually held gold. Like, he was the former Intercontinental Champion of WWE for a while. And he called his full Nelson the Slim full Nelson the Master Lock.
Who will most certainly be joined at ringside by that famed wrestling Svengali, Father James Mitchell. Also,
Judas. I recognize Judas as Gunner from Impact Wrestling. He was part of Hulk Hogan's group Immortal. He was also a former champion. He was former Legends champion, or was that the TV champion? Either way, he held that belt. He's accompanied by the Sinister Minister. I recognize him as the Sinister Minister in ECW, Father James Mitchell in Impact Wrestling, and Something Bam. He was Morris's manager in WCW.
So NWA World Tag Title Champions La Rebellion faced The End, who secured their spot through an arduous tag tournament that saw them best no less than 7 other teams. And The End hasn't been shy about wanting NWA Gold to secure their place among the all-time greats. NWA Women's World Tag Champions The Hex faced their biggest challenge yet against the competing teams of Kylie Ray and Tootie Lynn, as well as Lady Frost and the Russian sensation Natalia Markova.
Yeah, I remember Kylie Ray. She made an appearance in Impact's 2019 Conflict for the Gold. Or was it the Collier Shot? Yeah, it was Collier Shot. Yeah, I recognize her from there.
Plus, UK legend Doug Williams finally comes to the modern era NWA and stepping up to take this daunting challenge, and by his request, is the second-generation superstar, Colby Corino.
Colby is the son of former NWA, NWC. Colby is the son of former NWA and ECW champion Steve Corino. You know, the old school style. I kind of recognize Doug Williams from his Ring of Honor days, but barely.
As well, Austin Aries makes his return to the NWA, facing the rough and rugged Rhett Titus in a junior heavyweight qualifier. And wait, did I just say junior heavyweight qualifier? That's right, wrestling fans. The National Wrestling Alliance is bringing back the historic junior heavyweight title. And the way we'll kick that off is with a special 12-man gauntlet match, where the winner automatically becomes a finalist in our upcoming tournament for what is a rich prize whose roots go back to 1945. And you'll certainly recognize
1945, but the NWA didn't form until 1948.
Some of the men competing in the gauntlet: Darius Lockhart, Mariah Davari, C.W. Anderson, Luke Hawks, P.J. Hawks, Sal Renaro, Homicide, Kerry Morton, plus more. And this special matchup, along with select others, will be available for free on our buy-in show beginning an hour before the pay-per-view broadcast begins. And you can find that on the NWA's YouTube channel as well as Fight. Plus, and this is a big plus for Hard Times too, the ultimate hardcore legend and our Santa for the evening, Mick Foley, joins us for this incredible night of action. And if that's not enough, and this certainly is breaking news, newly newly minted Ring of Honor Tag Champions Matt Taven and Mike Bennett of OGK put their belts on the line against former NWA champions Stevens and Kratos. And if that's truly not enough, the Icon's icon, Mickie James, will also be in wrestling action on this incredibly stacked card. So please join us for...
Yeah, I recognize her from her days in WWE and Impact Wrestling.
Hard Times 2, live on pay-per-view, Saturday, December 4th, only on Fight.
Well, there you have it, my viewing and reaction to NWA Hard Times 2 full card rundown. If there's anything else you want me to view and react to, please let me know in the comment section below.